Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to break some news today from Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. See how it affects the stocks. Thank you for subscribing to Stock Markets with Bruce, giving my videos thumbs ups. Thank you for supporting me on PayPal. Let's talk about the news here. Norwegian is the first cruise line that I'm going to talk about. They made a filing with the SEC, I believe yesterday morning. They've indicated that they're going to attempt to try to raise additional cash to survive this no sail order, the shutdown. I think there won't be sailing until at least next fall in the U.S., 2021. Norwegian came up with a filing saying that they have engaged the services of a number of U.S. Brokerage firms to try to raise $500 million in fresh cash. And that is a pile of money. Now, apparently, just after that filing was done, they came back to the SEC within about 6 hours or so with another update. They've decided to now go after an additional $350 million. It looks now like they're after $850 million in total cash. The brokerage firms probably made a bunch of phone calls right away after the filing to gauge interest, and at 6% interest or so, they were finding takers for these junk bonds, because bottom line here, all the bonds being sold right now by the cruise lines, whether it's Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, all of these bonds are rated as junk, and they pay better rates than, say, a T-bill or other corporations that don't have junk ratings. Anyway, 6% or so interest, they were getting more offers, and they decided to take the $850 million rather than $500 million. And the bottom line for Norwegian is this will give them enough cash to basically not sail with paying passengers for about another 150 days. They're burning off about $5 to $6 million a day right now, just with their ships in the water, skeletal crews and skeletal staffs, keeping their IT departments running, their reservation departments running, and they're just trying to hang on for the end of the no sail order. So $850 million going into Norwegian. Now over at Royal Caribbean, the news there. Today it came out, and it's been rumored for months. I've been waiting for this news since March. The Empress of the Seas, the ship you're looking at right here, and another ship known as the Majesty of the Seas, basically the two oldest ships in the fleet for Royal Caribbean, have officially been dumped. They've sold them off. Now, the company, Royal Caribbean, has not indicated exactly who the buyer is. They are hinting that the buyer is an Asia-Pacific entity, and the rumor mill is that the ships will still be sailing with passengers. However, I can guarantee you these ships will not ever come back into U.S. waters because both ships have a majority of their passengers staying in inside rooms or ocean view rooms. There are very few balcony rooms available in any of these two ships, and so under the new CDC guidelines that will be revealed right after Biden takes office, these ships will basically be unable to sail in the U.S. waters because they just won't pass the health protocols that the CDC is going to implement on cruise ships going forward. Look for another 4 Royal Caribbean ships at least to be dumped off in the next couple of months. This is only the beginning. Other cruise lines might also announce additional ships either getting scrapped, sold to other lines, just being taken out of service as far as U.S. customers are concerned. The Majesty of the Seas can hold 3,000 passengers if you stuff it full of people, but in the balconies it can only hold about 350. Here you see a picture of the Mariner of the Seas, about a 15-year-old ship. Here beside her is the Empress of the Seas. You can see the size differential. The Empress could hold 1,500 at maximum capacity, but with balcony accommodations, this ship is down to 200, 250 passengers. Uneconomic to run at all. It just cannot be done. So the ships will go elsewhere. Hopefully they will not be scrapped, and they really will find a life in another spot. I can tell you that what did these two ships in, the biggest blow was the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and his administration. They banned all sailings in and out of Cuba for cruise lines, and they've now been banning flights and all kinds of other restrictions. And the minute that happened, this ship and this ship, the Majesty of the Seas and the Empress of the Seas, were instantly deemed unprofitable by the accountants and bookkeepers. They were getting at Royal Caribbean upwards of $150 to $250 a night per passenger, even in inside rooms, for sailings to Havana out of Hawaii. This route, this Havana deal was a cash cow for Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian. They were all sailing older ships over there and maxing it out. I bet you that the Empress of the Seas has sold for maybe $10 to $15 million max. And I can tell you that a ship worth that little money, generating $200 a night per passenger for 1,500 passengers, this ship was making the Royal Caribbean Company a lot of money. But it's all over as of 2019. Trump stepped in there, shut it all down, and these ships became obsolete and uneconomic. Back to Norwegian for a second, just so you know. In March of this year, 2020, there were about 220 million shares outstanding for Norwegian. Then the pandemic hit and the no-sale orders came into place. The company's been issuing stock to raise money and convertible issues of debt. There are now over 330 million shares of Norwegian outstanding in public hands, and that is a 50% dilution for all existing shareholders since the beginning of this year. Over at Carnival, for example, their dilution was massive as well. They had about 500-odd million shares outstanding at the beginning of the year in 2020. They're now almost at 1 billion shares outstanding, with the number of shares that they've been selling from their treasury to try to raise cash and stay alive. So these cruise lines are diluting their shareholders almost weekly, monthly, and will do so for the remainder of this year and into all of 2021. I don't see cruise ships with paying passengers until most people have been vaccinated, and that'll be late summer into the fall before the first cruise ships even start their 3 and 4 night sailings. It's going to be a long road back. It'll take till 2022 until most cruise lines can really sail again with any kind of passenger counts, and hopefully then they can start to break even. So between now and then, they're going to raise billions of cash more to be able to stick around and wait it out, and there could be even more shares issued by these cruise lines from the treasuries, which dilute the shareholders even further, and that just cements the fact that there is no way that these cruise shares can stay where they are or get back anywhere near where they used to be back in 2019. But we'll watch it anyway. We'll stay on it. I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, thank you for your support of Stock Markets with Bruce. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sending PayPal donations. We do appreciate it. We'll keep you posted on the latest stock market news. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye for now.